Right now, there are more than 100,000 people across the country waiting for a life-saving organ transplant. One man right here in the Grand Strand needs 2 vital organs. Our Eric Richards joins us now live in the control room. And Eric, it all comes down to finding a match, right?
That's right, Erica. And of the 100,000 people on the transplant waiting list, Chris Payne is one of the over 1,500 right here in South Carolina. But finding a match isn't always easy. Payne works as a DJ and was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when he was just 18. The disease damaged his pancreas, which has in turn damaged his kidneys. Now the 46-year-old reached out to us several weeks ago, hoping to get the word out about his search. He says his health continues to decline each day that he lives without a new pancreas and kidney.
It's currently at 20%, which is the threshold to be an active member on the MUSC donor list, the transplant list. At 15% is called for dialysis.
Now, coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, there is new hope thanks to medical advances. I spoke with the top transplant surgeon in the state about the new options available for those who are searching for the gift of life. In the control room, Eric Richards, WMBF News.
At 11, the conclusion to our Election Day team coverage, the winners and losers of tonight's races across the Grand Strand and PD.
Yeah, Eric, the unofficial results project Barbara Blaine Bellamy as the winner, elected for another 4 years. Blaine Bellamy received 2,025 votes, and her challenger, Ken Richardson, received 1,597 votes. One area the candidates disagreed on was the proclamation of June being Pride Month in Conway. Mayor Bellamy said that it was about acceptance and inclusion, while Richardson said that he was against it and wouldn't have made that proclamation had he been mayor. Blaine Bellamy, though, talked to us after the ballots were counted tonight.
I am so humbled by the people that have stood with me and trusted me and supported me through this race. So much so that if everybody in this world had one day when they felt so covered, so accepted, so protected, what a wonderful world this would be.
The city of Conway is expected to certify the results of the election tomorrow. Richardson has conceded the race and says that he looks forward to his retirement. Live in Conway, Eric Richards, WMBF News.
Eric Richards joins us live to tell us more about the recent arrest. Also gives us our first look at video that attorneys say prompted all of this, Eric.
Yeah, Eric and Rachel, SLED has charged former Surfside Beach Police Sergeant John Gambone with assault, battery, and misconduct. This after a 2021 video that we're about to show you of the alleged incident. Some of you might find this video a little hard to watch. Let's take a look at the video now, as dashcam video from August of 2021 shows Gambone throwing the driver, identified as Jessica Melton, to the ground.
Well, dozens of folks just a short drive away now turning to their insurance companies to help them deal with the storm's damage. Our Eric Richards joins us live in Forest Brook to let you know what you need to do before you file that claim. Tell us more, Eric.
And Eric, an expert I spoke to, says that you really need to know what your insurance covers before an emergency like a storm actually happens. Now, when a severe weather strikes, insurance companies will generally look at a few things like how strong the storm is and how much damage it racked up in the general area. The storm that moved through the Grand Strand over the weekend was not a named storm, which I'm told can make a difference in what your deductible would be.
A lot of the companies that we have will have a higher wind and hail deductible. So depending on how your policy is set up, this may be one of the higher situations, or if you just have a named storm or a hurricane deductible, you have the lower, maybe $1,000 deductible that applies to it.
And the Perry Insurance Group says there are a number of ways for you to actually file your claim. We'll talk about that coming up tonight at 7 o'clock. For now, live in Forest Brook, Eric Richards, WMBF News.
Our Eric Richards is live in Loris with more on the homeowner's plea for help. So, Eric, this understandably has been a very scary time for this man and his family.
Yeah, Rachel, it really has. Juan Carlos de Alba purchased his home and the one next door 3 months ago, and since then, he and his family have been the victims of 3 separate shootings. De Alba shared this video with us exclusively, showing the latest shooting, which was around 5 in the afternoon Christmas Day. It shows a white 4-door sedan pulling up on Heritage Road at Patricia Court and opening fire. He nor his family were at home at the time, but for the first 2 shootings, they were all at home. In those incidents, no one was hurt, but one home and the vehicles out front were damaged by bullets. De Alba says that he has no enemies and doesn't know the people responsible. He says, though, that he is scared for his kids who like to play out in the front yard when they're at home.
Not really sure what's going on.
Okay.
I'm just kind of new in the area, and I'm just scared for my kids. I got a family over here, and I'm really scared about it. I call the police every time some kind of shot. I call police, and police come over here. They do some kind of report. And
De Alba showing us there the 12 bullet casings that were found on his property. We've reached out to Horry County PD for more information about the shooting investigation. Haven't heard back from them just yet. In the meantime, De Alba says that he is putting up a fence around his property to keep his property and his family safe. Live in Loris, Eric Richards, WMBF News. Conway police may have recently made local history when they signed a nearly 60-year-old rookie to the force. And while the officer may be new to law enforcement, he tells me donning a badge is something he's been waiting to do for decades.
No matter what, there's somebody around if you need anything.
That somebody is 56-year-old Officer Kip McDowell, who joined the Conway Police Department in March.
I patrol downtown. I go through looking for parking violations or handicap parking, those type of things.
The Conway native decided to take a new career path near the start of this year after spending some time in sales and working in other roles adjacent to law enforcement.
So this past January, my dad passed away, and I was counseling with my current pastor at First Baptist Church, which I'm also a part of the security team there.
After discussion with his pastor and his wife, he applied and earned the acceptance letter to the South Carolina Criminal Justice Academy.
I was the oldest one in my class.
After 8 weeks of the academy and some time with a field training officer, the rookie took his new assignment head on. Just days in his new role as a support officer for the downtown area, Officer McDowell was in the right place at the right time, on foot near the Papa's General Store when a crime was happening.
He happened to be here. He walked by, and then I told him about the situation, and he handled it.
That situation involved a shoplifter and was handled without any issues, which is comforting for other downtown Conway businesses.
He's always very friendly. We enjoy having him around. You know, he's just a great personality, and people enjoy seeing his smiling face on the streets.
Now, Eric, I'm 40 years old and couldn't scale a wall to save my life, but somehow McDowell did. His story should serve as an inspiration to anyone, really, that you can do whatever you want to do regardless of age. He plans to have a lengthy career in Conway ahead. At the Alert Desk, Eric Richards, WMBF News.